I'm going to show you how to collect the data for Tommy's behavior goal. So every day I put it on this sheet from his behavior chart. So his behavior chart is sent in every morning. Mom puts a note on if needed. And then you record the times things happen, because she likes to collect data sometimes on time of day or try to look for patterns for him. So I never collect information from cultural arts or from crew time. So every other time, including speech, is an academic time. So that all counts. So I star those. So today he had 5 academic times. Each one of those academic periods is assigned 2 points. So he has a possibility of getting 10 points in this category. So this one's the using inside voice. So up here, anytime that he has a green, he earns his 2 points. If he has a yellow, which is at least from 2 situations where he's yelling or protesting, then he's on yellow. If it's more than 2, then he's on red. So for example, Club C, he was on yellow because he yelled 2 times. So we put the tally marks to keep track of it so everybody's consistent. And so he only gets 1 point here. Here he got the green, so he gets 2 points here. This is 2 points. This is 0 points. This is 1 point. So he had a total of 6 points out of 10 possible points. So I take that 60% and I put it here. I put the academic times here, how many blocks he had, and then I put the 60% here for how much percent he was not yelling. I do the same thing for the protesting. So for the protesting, he had a yellow, had a green, so this is 1 point, 2 points, 2 points, 0 points, and down here he wasn't protesting by saying no or trying to leave the room, but he was still yelling. So he's earned green here, so that's why he has 1 extra point here. So I put them here, and I put them in the chart here, so you can try and look for patterns or collect information, try and see what's going on. But the big part that matters for the goal is the average of the behavior. So we're looking at this first day. I labeled it Monday to try and see if there's a pattern of days of the week, something like that. So on this day, he had an average of 65%. So his baseline is 78% of the day he's yelling or protesting. So that's that combination. So you want him to get to 85%. So what I do is any day that he's at 85% or higher, I circle it so it makes it easier to collect that information later. And then the average of prompts. So the prompts come from here, so you have to train your EAS to make sure they know the difference between a prompt and a model. So the prompt is what you want him to get more of. After you give him a model, then you want him to have less prompting. So the goal is to have 4 or fewer prompts. So during all those academic times that I already starred, he ends up with a total of 26 prompts. And then I divided it by the number of academic blocks to get the average of 5. So I put the 5 here, but I want him to have 4 or fewer prompts during the day. So he had an average of 5, so he didn't make it here or here. So that's why those aren't circled. So the one that we just had today, I put in some information about us taking park. He had new rewards added to his box today, which you got to change those out occasionally. Lisa gave us the new ones. And so I put the times down here. I changed this around because it was park, gave some extra information. So he was a little silly, things like that. He did fine here. And then this is a reading out session with me. So he had 100% here. He had 100% here. So he had an average of 100. He had 19 total prompts during those 5 academic blocks. Averaged them out, and it's about 5. It was 4.7, I think, so I made it 5. So 4 academic blocks during the day, 100% of not yelling, 100% of not protesting, 100% average, so that's the goal. And then he had 5 prompts, so that did not work. I circled it when he had 1. So then what I'll do is, out of all those sheets, I'll average up every time he has one of these circled. So I'll put 100 plus 100, 100, 100, 100 plus 95, and so on, all the way down for every single sheet. average that out across how many days I collected data, and then that I compare it to the criteria of 85%. And you'll see it in my progress notes. For the average prompts, I do the same thing. So I take the whole thing. I take it was 2 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3. So average out that whole column across the quarter. And so that's how I end up getting, is he at 85% with 4 or fewer prompts? And that's how I note if he got it or not. Or when I note extra days, so you can see why there's a gap. So he wasn't in school, it was Run Day Fun Day, which is why there's only 3 blocks on a Monday. We had field work, stuff like that.